Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update for everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. So today I've got a mega episode, so I'm going to try to speedrun it. There's a lot to cover, and the links are all going to be in the description for you to follow up on anything. So, welcome to today's episode of Rocket Fuel. My name is Whack Attack, and today is November 28th, and I'm covering 5 days worth of things. So, yay! So let's start with this really exciting thing that happened. I made a post on Friday saying just finished something extremely exciting, and then people were like, announcement, what are you doing? But anyway, the thing that I finished was this Rocket Fuel's Launchpad episode that I did with Thomas G, who is one of the biggest whales in the Rocket Pool community. It was an absolutely amazing episode. Like, I know that I've been saying that all weekend. It was really great. Thomas shared a lot of his story, like, in really great detail, and like we did a lot of openness, and I think people just responded to that really well, and I've gotten like so much kind feedback about the episode. So thank you, Thomas. Thank you for everyone who watched it and gave me feedback, and thank you everyone who enjoyed it. Like, I think a whole lot of people have enjoyed it, over 500 views already, so that's really amazing. Next we have the things from a grant management. Let me actually just move this a little bit so you can all see it. First of all, I'll move that there, and then I'll move this, this over here. So we have this comment from Kalildaran, who says, as part of the Grants Management Committee, shall develop one or more rubrics by which to select winning grants and boundaries. The rubrics shall be publicly posted to anyone so interested in participating shall be solicited in their development. So here there's a forum post where you can go through the rubric and you can go through the grants application, and you can have a look at what kind of language is in there and how it's going to work. So this section that we're at now is to get community feedback. So we've already gotten some really good community feedback, like from Noshua and Waldorf, which is really cool, but like not many people know about this thread already. So it's only been there for 12 hours. So get on this, read through the rubric, give your feedback, and find out how you can apply for grants, which is really awesome. Next we have this comment from Joe, I'm going to talk about some of Joe's updates for the next couple of minutes. Joe says Besu is delaying their release until Wednesday this week, in 2 days' time, for more testing. Nimbus is prepping version 22.11 with split mode support and testing over the weekend. Release probably early next week. So Joe says I may push out 1.7.1 until they're out and release that and 1.8 beta at the same time. And Joe says as 1.7.1 is a minor update, so I'm not wigging about it. And then let's move on. Joe had more updates. Sorry, my browser is being slow because there's so many tabs. Okay, and Joe says that he's testing solo staker migration, which is really cool. And he says, wish me luck. So then Joe had another update about solo staker migration. So there was this link. Let me actually fix my window again because it's kind of off at the moment. Okay, that's good. And then let me move that back so it's not in your way. Cool. Okay, let me just move this down a little bit as well. Awesome. I think now that is right. Cool. Okay, so here we have the screenshot that Joe shares from the command line interface, and it says, your ETH2 client is on the correct network. By creating a new mini pool, your node will automatically claim and distribute any balance you have in your fee distributor contract. If you don't want to claim your balance at this time, you should not create mini pool. Would you like to continue? And then it says you are about to convert solo staker blah 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 into Rocket Pool mini pool. This will convert your 32 ETH deposit into into 8 Ether or 16 ETH, your choice, and convert the remaining 24 or 16 ETH into deposit from the Rocket Pool staking pool. The staking pool portion will be credited to your node's account, allowing you to create more validators without depositing additional ETH into the Beaconchain. Your excess balance, your existing Beaconchain rewards will be preserved and not shared with the pool stakers. And then there's the discussions on how to do that, which is really cool. So that's really exciting to see that's happening. And then Joe says that the reward spec version 2 thread is out. Please comment. So, and then he CC'd me in that as well. So then you can go to the forum here and have a look where Joe's talking about proposal for reward specs 2 version 2. And this is what we talked about a few times on Rocket Fuel already, about the changes that Joe wants to make. And Yorick says this gets my seal of approval. Waldorf says support. Ken says concur. And then Noshua has some suggestions. Patches has some code that could work about how to make the changes. So that's really cool that there's a discussion taking place in the forum, which is fantastic. Okay, next we have something that was really cool, was that the final balance of the smoothing pool at the last rewards period was 309.39 ETH, which worked out to be approximately 0.04 ETH per mini pool in MEV and tips rewards, in the smoothing pool that is, which is absolutely fantastic. And that was really great to see that, we had such a bountiful rewards period for staking. The next one's going to be really exciting because something really cool happened yesterday. We had Marceau, who has 175 mini pools, join the smoothing pool, which was really fantastic to see. And it's nice to have Marceau in the smoothing pool because, he's one of the bigger whales, and hopefully this will be a sign for other whales to come and join as well. So Jasper wrote a thread on Twitter about Marceau joining, and it says, with the entrance of Marceau ETH to the Rocket Pool smoothing pool, now 50% of Rocket Pool validators are sharing MEVs and tips. It's 51% now, which is absolutely fantastic. The game theory that benefits large centralized stakers can be used by large decentralized players too. Together, Rocket Pool node operators are mighty. And then he goes on to give a thread about all the different ways that the smoothing pool is fantastic. And it's really cool to see that the community are really happy about this. I think people were also happy that it was just Marceau, and since he's not been participating in the community actively anymore, the fact that he's still taking part in Rocket Pool is nice for people to see, and we all miss him so much. And then Joe asked for some attention to EthDenver stuff. He says also give EthDenver planning some airtime. Cyber Monday deals are out for flights and lodging, and then there's some information about ski passes and flights and stuff. It says not opening the tickets yet. Actually, the tickets open today, but soon. Please tell everyone to apply as soon as they open, as attendance will be large this year. And then for your information, there's no cost to attend EthDenver. The sponsors pick up the bill. I think there's a mistake in Ken's thinking, however. It seems like the tickets are $600 unless you join some Sprock DAO or something like that. And a lot of people in the community have hesitancy about doing that. So it seems like some people who will be attending will instead be paying the $600 instead of joining that DAO and giving a lot of information about yourself, including your ETH address, your personal home address, email address, and a lot of other stuff as well. So check out these links from Ken and get everything booked up. Okay, next we have this update from Hani Abu about the community site. And he says, new update, added a notification for the anniversary raffle, added sex links to buy RPL page, and updated the home resources link to point to the resources page. The meme YouTube videos are now shown on the videos page, and updated POAPs, memes, raffles, pets, etc. And then you can go to the communities page to have a look at that. Next, we have something by Hodja, who did something really cool. He was working out, there was a question, and he said, is there a reason to wait to launch Minipool now versus 2 months when LEBs come out? So Hodja did some cool math about it, and he says, assumption, wait 6 months to start LEB 2 LEB 8s versus start a 16 LEB now. ARB now is 0.35 ETH. ARB in 6 months will be 0, 8% yield on ETH. And then having a look, it says if you join now, you get a great head start on 116 ETH LEB, well, just a mini pool, I guess, compared to if you start in 6 months time, presumably, when LEBs are live and everything. And although it should be sooner than that, it should be about 3 months, I think. You see that this line is slightly steeper and it will intercept, but it won't intercept for a few years. So then people had more questions about different criteria and different ways in which it would work. So Hodger then made some more graphs if they ever load on my computer. Let me see if this will help. I'm so sorry about this. Yeah, okay. So he says, okay, trying to look at some scenarios, unverified calculations, but the slope of lines look all right. With those who are keen, let me know if anything. I pressed refresh and then it went away. So anyway, Hodger was basically explaining that to maximize rewards, the best thing to do is start your mini pools now and get the ARB, and then hold on a second. Oh, here we go. So scenarios: launch LEB 16 with 50% now, and then capture the ARB. Never migrate. Launch and capture the ARB. Migrate in February to 2 LEB 8s. Forfeit 38% pre-migration LEB 16 rewards, and then launch 16 now. Capture the ARB. Migrate in Q2 and keep your rewards, and launch in Q2 with no ARB. And then there was assumptions, and his conclusion is launch 16 16 mini pool now, basically capture the ARB and migrate to LEB 8. If withdrawals are implemented later than Q2, then migrating to LEB 8 in February is optional. If withdrawals are implemented earlier than Q2, then migrating to LEB after withdrawals is optimal. It's optimal. Yeah, withdrawals date is uncertain, so decision risk is on you. And then disclaimer, not financial advice. And shares a couple of graphs here that are really cool. Let me just see if I can make these bigger. Right, so as you can see the different lines, the best line is this grey one, it looks like. And the grey ones was like, do it now with a Q2 upgrade, LEB one mini pool now to 2 LEBs later, and 6 months later you convert and you get no reward loss. So that's the best one to do it, is like start up your mini pool now, get the ARB, and then keep going until withdrawals are enabled on Ethereum mainnet. And once they're enabled, then skim your rewards that you've earned and then convert to 2 mini pools. So that was really great analysis from Hodger. So thank you so much for that. And then Ken says, excellent work. Now you need to factor in that the conversion from half mini pool to LEB 8, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to form a mini pool if the deposit pool is empty or if there's a queue of regular 8s. So this means that node operator may convert to they may convert from 1 mini pool to 1 LEB 8 and receive a coupon redeemable for a second LEB 8, but it may take several months to be able to be node operator limited in such a way that they can redeem that coupon for the second LEB 8. You may want to model a few scenarios like 3 months to redemption, 6 months to redemption, etc. to see what looks better. So after that point, there wasn't another update from Hodger, but that was really cool. Oh, it says, okay, so he says, because currently LEB 16 is only create opportunity for 16 ETH. Oh, this was a separate discussion that actually came up about whether there's going to be a huge queue to for node operators to switch and how long that might take, because basically right now 155,000 ETH is lifting 155,000 ETH. However, with LEB 8 going into force, there's going to be a 310,000 ETH gap that will need to be filled by depositors, and that's going to be a huge queue. So people in the community have different ideas of how long it's going to take for that to fill. And Jasper actually had some alpha here. He says there's some integrations we are waiting on because we don't have the ETH capacity. It won't be months. And there's a wink. And Hodger says, I'm okay, I'm not on the secret sauce, so patiently wait for the surprise. And Jasper says, yeah, I wish I could say more, but think about a big demand drivers for STETH, and you should be able to figure it out. And yeah, I guess there's some big demand waiting on the side to mint ETH, which is really cool to see, because we're desperately going to need that, I think. Next, sorry about the delay, we have, what do we have? I hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving. I'm not going to press refresh this time. Okay, here we go. Yes, okay. So on Wednesday's episode last week or Tuesday's episode last week. Yeah, it was Tuesday's episode last week. I gave a shout out to a whole lot of people who did work for Rocket Pool. I asked for 1 hour of work or more. I asked people to, share your names and, well, not your names, share the work that you did. And I was very generous with the people who shared their work. If you shared any work, I wasn't going to sit there and ask follow-up questions or anything. I was just going to take it at face value. And we had a really nice list of people who shared their names, and Phiz decided to give every one of those people 10 RPL tokens as a way of saying thanks for the work. So Phiz says, I sent 10 RPL from Walthalter's community fund to anyone who did office hours last week and reported them to wackwackattack.eth. This isn't pay, it's just appreciation for your involvement with the community. Thanks to everyone who participated and wackwackattack for putting it together. There'll be no further incentive payments for this work, so please continue doing it out of your love for a Rocket Pool. And then there's Fornax, Patches, Dabdab, Dookie, Doofus, Find Your Moon, Honey Abu, IcelandCalling, Jasper the Friendly Ghost, Shifrin, Sleety, Super Phiz, and me, wackwackattack, I guess because I did the work of putting the list together. And then Super Phiz says use Disperse the app to send the payment. My total cost was blah blah, and then there's information there. So this kind of caused some controversy in the community where Object was saying, I'm not sure why we're rewarding bragging now. There's tons of people who put in work and decided not to brag about it in Rocket Fuel, thinking about Popas, Romana, Lilac, Waldorf, and me at least, but I'm sure there are many more. Why not reward those too? So Super Phiz said no one's a mind reader. It kind of started a whole discussion about, whether this was right or wrong thing to do. And it was kind of a little bit pointed, but a bit not pointed. I think it was really interesting just to talk about how many people there are in the community who do work and how amazing it is, and how, some of those people don't want to be mentioned in Rocket Fuel, right? And that's totally their prerogative. If they don't want to do that, that's absolutely fine. So Phiz says no one's a mind reader, and it's not appropriate to complain when others receive a reward. Rather, let me know in private who's been overlooked, and I'll gladly share love with them. This is not a race or a competition. All contributors are welcome and loved. And then it kind of just led on to a discussion that you can read yourself. There's some good points going back and forth. And, Object was saying, I'm not complaining that I'm complaining that the criteria seem random and not well thought out, instead of, complaining about not receiving a reward. And, that was really interesting, because Butter said to-do list send Butter 100 RPL, and then Butter actually got 100 RPL from Super Phiz. So that was really funny. And Jasper says, seems like the goal of WAC putting the list together was to encourage more people to put time in, even small amounts. Rewarding small contributors is a pretty good way of turning them into lasting contributors. The people on that list should have put their name down, even if they're regulars, to support the initiative WAC originally set out. So I said thanks to that. And then I said, a few weeks ago, I just want to start giving people who do some work shout outs and Tuesday's episodes. My criteria is very low. Just let me know what you did. I take your word for it. Phiz decided to use that to reward people. So, this was a whole discussion. You can check it out. It was really kind of funny. Phiz was really generous in giving money to a whole lot of people last week. And I think that was really nice. So, thank you so much, Phiz. Especially if you gave me money too, like I talked about on Rocket Fuel last week. And then Phiz had a game to play on Wednesday night, which was the rewards period. He says it works like this. Predict the order of the oDAO nodes who submit reward snapshots in about 12 hours. There are 8 possible slots. The person who guesses the most slots gets 20 RPL. The guesses must appear in this thread as hashes of your guess to prevent copycats. So if my guess is blah, 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 I'll put it in a text file, run a script, and then publicly post my guest and then there's a link. Not a link, a hash. After the contest, if you're the closest, then you can present the text that matches your SHA-256 sum, you win the prize. So then there's a whole thread that started about that, predict the order of the oDAO node submitting. I ended up with 0 out of 8, which is totally embarrassing. But let's have a look. And then Ziv basically had an idea of, an example of what it looks like. So, the different, like an order of what it might look like. He said, is that right? And then Super Phiz says, yeah, Ziv is the winner. Gets the oDAO order for game for the third Merkle tree generation round, and then all the hashes check out, they were right. And then Phiz says, let's play again in 4 weeks' time, and sent him 20 RPL, which is really great. He got 4 out of 8, which is absolutely fantastic. I don't think anyone else even got 3. So good job. Next we have this really cool thing. So there's a bot that Invis created, which is the use bot. And if you go through the use bot, you find this patches rocket pool guides. And number 6 here is using your ETH1 client with MetaMask in Chrome and Firefox. So people, want to stop using Infura for the MetaMask, and they would rather use their node, their rocket pool node. And this guide here that Patches created will help you do that. So check it out. I need to do that too. So thanks, Patches, for creating that. Okay, next we have this Thanksgiving message from Jasper, who says, today I'm thankful for the 1,700 rocket pool node operators who are keeping this grand experiment called Ethereum sustainable for the long haul. Cheers to the hobbyists, amateurs, ARM enthusiasts, and home stakers, the lifeblood of Ethereum. Happy Thanksgiving. So then a lot of people use that used Jasper's Thanksgiving message to kind of like share their own Thanksgiving messages, which was really nice. And yeah, it was just, there was lots of positivity in the community, which was lovely to see. I wanted to talk about this, some more donations that we got for the rocket fuel raffle. So this Looking Good Feeling Great donated this this rocketeer and asked to share their Mirror article, stakerocketpool.eth, about their staking business. So that's going to be like the 3rd or 4th prize, depending on how many other prizes we get in. And then there's information here about, the work that they're doing and how Rocket Pool works and what they're doing with that as well. So that's really cool. We also had Sneaky donate 0.125 ETH, and then Albroke donated 0.2 ETH, which was absolutely fantastic to see. And some people donated RPL as well. I'm going to put a full list together, but the RPL list is quite long now. There's quite a lot of people, but the current prizes stand at 0.575 ETH for the ETH as the first prize, and then I think we're at 35 RPL for the second prize. So I think I'm going to divide those prizes out to make them a bit smaller, but give people more of a chance of winning the prizes. So it might be 2 ETH prizes and 2 RPL prizes, and then a 5th prize would be the Rocketeer. But we'll figure that out in the next few days. But I'm still open to receiving more donations. So if you want to donate, you're welcome to do that. Okay. Next, we had this comment from Ben V. He says, guys, we finished the graffiti wall drawing. Seems like the pixel bot missed a few pixels, never refreshed those, so reporting was off. So every time, if you have the graffiti wall add-on turned on your node, every time you have a proposal, you add a pixel to the Beaconchain graffiti wall, and the Rocket Pool logo is what the community was working on making, and that finished a couple of days ago, which was really great to see. And Slavinsec.eth wrote this about POAP. He says, if you contributed to the Rocket Pool logo on the graffiti wall by placing at least 1 pixel, you can now claim your POAP. To claim, you have to send me a message through Blockscan. This is cool wallet-to-wallet messaging platforms for Etherscan providers. Make sure you connect with your node's withdrawal address to prove your ownership, and if you are on the whitelist, I will send you the code. Special thanks to all those who made this possible: Sleety for the artwork, Superface for funding the artwork, Ben V and Pateris for helping me gather the data, which is really awesome. And then we have a link to the POAP, which is really cool. I don't want to open the link to the graffiti wall, even though it's right here, because it's got some stuff on there that I don't really want to share on my channel. But the Rocket Pool logo is looking really good, and this POAP is absolutely beautiful. Like it's a graffiti wall POAP, pixel placer POAP. So you can have a look at it. It's this really, really beautiful POAP. I'm not sure who made the POAP. Oh, art by Sleety. Yeah, if I had to guess, I would have said it's Sleety because it's just a really cool design. But yeah, that's been claimed by 17 people so far, which is really cool. I think there's way more than that who will be eligible for it though. So that was great. Another thing that happened is the chess tournaments round 3 finished and now round 4 has started. We can see that we have 4 people here. We have Ugent, we have 6 Max, we have MHZ Brain, and we have Vaka, who are in, I think this is the semi-final. I think 2 people will go to the final from here. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But these guys have been playing chess for a couple of months. It's really great. I got kicked out of the second round because I timed out with almost all my games. But I don't think I would have gone much further than that because that was a really tough group I was in. But there's some really cool people in here, and that's really awesome to see that they're still playing. Okay, next we have this comment from Object, who was kind enough to let us know that Etherescan refunded the DAO with the RPL rewards from the downtime, like they said they would, and they've refunded the people who crowdfunded the challenge, which is really great to see. And then Object shares the Etherescan transactions for those 2 returns, which was fantastic. IcelandCalling has been putting more pixels on the POAP canvas, and then he says, can you guess what this is? So there's a pixel here, and then there's Rocket Pool supporters, there's Iceland thing, there's some really cool stuff. And it seems like he's drawing the right here, the Whack Attack, my Discord NFT, my Rocketeer NFT, which is really cool of IcelandCalling. So thank you for doing that. Okay, and finally, we're going to end on a sad note, but sending out best wishes to Joe, who got sick last week. And he said, "Welp, I've acquired a fever from the holidays. We had 2 Thanksgivings. One was on last Saturday with the whole family. Whatever they had, I think I got. It's going to be the rewards tree notes." And then he said, I'm going to hide under blankets until it's warm out, as it is in here. So then, he had a fever. It's not nice. And then he had an update saying, "I'm planning, there's anything left in my stomach. I show you there's not." So, he went onto a stomach bug, which is not fun. And then, he said, it's not a cold, it's a stomach bug. And people like, Patches was telling him, you should get tested for COVID. You should get tested for COVID. He's like, I did, and it was negative. And he says, Patches, welp, when you're right, you're right. And he says, so COVID? And he's like, yeah. So he says, got to lay down. I was wondering why it was taking so long to get better. It's fine. We're all vaccinated here. And then he says, version 1.7.1 might have to wait. So that might be coming in a few days' time. So I hope Joe gets better. It's never nice to get sick like that, and I really hope that he takes the time to rest up. However, knowing Joe, he's back at work today, so please put your health first, Joe. There was some of the good news that came out of Joe as well that I'm just waiting for this page to load to share with you. He actually received the distribution of his he says, I don't recommend going into COVID with sleep debt, but I'm on the mend. Also got my first shipment of the Rook today, which was really cool. The Rook is Joe's Proteus project, which is an affordable home staking system. And it's really cool that, he got that. And in fact, Maso got his a few days ago. So he already set it up. And he didn't get his Proteus, he got his Rook as well, which is like a mini computer that it's kind of like a Raspberry Pi but better. And let's have a look at Maso's Rook he was sharing. Sorry, I should have had this link open from before. So it's so slow. Come on. Okay, so here we go. Okay, sorry, my Chrome is being really slow. It's nearly loaded. I'm sorry I didn't have this open from before. So Maso got his Rook, and he had it here. It says, in case everyone wondering, the new I clicked the button. In case everyone wondering, the new Radska, I don't know how to pronounce that, Rook 5 board can easily handle a fully subscribed ETH node with hundreds of validators. It's a powerful little guy. You can effectively run an infinite number of validators on a sub $400 hardware with plenty of headroom left. So then he shares a screenshot from his Grafana, and it shows that the Nimbus and the CPU is using a total of 40% of the CPU power, and it's got 16 gig of RAM. But his Nimbus setup that he has, I think I'm not sure which execution client he's using, but it's using like 5 gigabytes of, well, 4.5 gigabytes of RAM, which is absolutely amazing. I think 5.5 gigabytes in total with Nimbus and RAM in total. So that was really cool. And he says, the computer is $220, the SSD was $166, software Geth for execution, Nimbus for consensus, Rocket Pool for client management. And then people were asking him questions about how to get it set up. And it's just a really, really good system. So it took 2 days to get it all up and going. And fantastic. And then I think I'll be getting one for myself once Joe starts selling them as my fallback machine. And I'm really excited to have that. So on that note, I'm going to end today's episode. And I hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving and a weekend. And have a good weekend ahead. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.